Thank you very much, and thanks for the nice introduction. And good morning to everyone. How are you feeling? Fine. At least one Norwegian is fine, the Viking. Good. Thank you very much. All right, so I will speak about, I will follow up on the green topic from yesterday and talk about the UN Sustainability Development Goals and the link to the utility sector. And you know these goals? I think a lot of the Europeans, they are fully aware of it. Last September 2015, there was 193 countries that signed on to them. And I believe that all these goals are ours if we are leaders who believe in sustainability and we care about the world and the future of the globe. And I think we have a responsibility to work towards them in every plan, in every action, in every decision we take. And if we look at it, there is one in particular, number 7, on the left-hand side in the middle. It states, and it's very relevant for us in the utility space, it's affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. And are we doing that today? Absolutely not. There's 1.5 billion people on the global which doesn't have reliable energy today. Yesterday there was launched a report from DNV from the mothership Earth, they call the report. And it says that at least on this goal we are we are moving forward. And I believe that we'll see an increased momentum in this space. Earlier this year I was together with 300 global leaders in Oslo. And it was headed by Mr. Nabarro, which is head of US SDGs. And we worked and discussed how to lead on the SDGs. And like Mr. Nabarro said, there's no plan B, there's no planet B. So the responsibility is ours and we have to take it. I believe that we make progress when we make big promises. This is a tweet from Mr. Elon Musk, one of my favorite men in the world. He tweeted, that he heard that Norway will ban new sales of fuel cars in 2025. I think that's pretty amazing. Last year, 30% of all new sold cars in Norway was electrical vehicles. Our government wants this to happen. And they make big promises, and when big promises is made, big changes are happening. So the question is, what promises can we make? I think that, of course, the regulators, the government has to support us and make this happen, of course. But we also need to make sure that this is good business. I never wanted to buy an electrical car if it wasn't the best car in the world. And I tell my kids, the Tesla, don't call it a car, it's a spaceship. It's so damn good to drive. It's the fastest car, it's the most reliable car. And yesterday, or on Sunday, I drove home from my winter cabin at Kvitfjell in Norway, 319 kilometers. I touched the steering wheel for about 2% of the trip. The car drives autonomous. If you look 5 years back, if someone told me that, I was saying, you know, you're crazy, that won't happen. But it's happening right now, the technology is here. And I think that we need to start innovating. This sector needs to start innovating. This is Dale in Norway. And I believe that we need to innovate at the edge of the society. We need to innovate edge of the core competency of our industries. If we innovate in the core, it won't happen at the speed needed. And I believe that we could make progress in 3 ways. We will make progress when we poke status quo. Poke status quo. Look at Internet of Things. Look at artificial intelligence, cloud computing, electrical vehicles, PVs, etc. The technology is there, and the technology is coming so fast towards us at a cost which is plummeting. We see the exponential curves everywhere. So the technology is there, and we need to use it to poke status quo. And then we will make progress when we make big promises. Anyone who drives a Volvo in the audience? Yeah, a couple, 2 Norwegians, good. You know the vision of Volvo 2020? No, I'll read it. No one will be killed or seriously injured in a Volvo by 2020. I think that's a pretty good, big promise. And now Uber and Volvo is doing autonomous cars in Pittsburgh. It's a good proof. But I also think that we need to progress when policy makes the promise real. And Norway did that with EVs. So I'll give you a brief example of a company which I really believe that has seen the light when it comes to this. And I talked to the CEO, which is in the room, yesterday about it. And the company was established in 2000, and they were really pioneers in the Nordic on renewables. And they were founded in response to the climate change. But the term sustainability development goals were not coined at that point of time. But you could see a strong link between how Nordic Green Energy is running their business. It's 100% renewable, that's the promise. It's solar, wind or hydro. It's a 100% competitive price. And you say that you could compete with anyone, any segment, at any time. Stated clearly. Very good. And then, of course, you have exceptional customer service. 90% of your customer recommend you. And it's not about being a satisfied customer, it's about being a loyal customer. If you're a satisfied customer, you could be that once, but if you're a loyal customer, you're satisfied repetitively. And this actually leads to a growing business, a profitable business, and a business that acquires customers. At the end, I wanted to talk a little bit more about this, which you mentioned in the introduction. Of course, we are obliged to be a responsible member of the society we live in, but also the society we operate in. And I think that we talked a lot about corporate social responsibilities in our companies. I think that's just a prerequisite. Forget about the CSR strategy. If you have a separate CSR strategy, I think you're on the wrong track. The CSR strategy should be a fully integrated part of your business strategy, period. But I think it's more than that. It's not about CSR, it's about PSR. It's about personal social responsibility. You, as C-level people in your companies, you have a personal social responsibility to take this to the next level. And as a final conclusion, I would like to challenge you all. I just recently signed up for this, that I am, as a business leader, will do my utmost to be business-worthy in all my efforts and to tune my business to support the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So I'll call on all of you to do the same. Thank you very much.